All right, welcome everybody to our group call for the 24th of August. Hope you've had a fantastic weekend. I know we've had a really good week of the game plan behind us, as well as some of manual trading. You guys have put through some good results for your manual trading, as well as your automated strategies. So we'll cover some of that too. And I also wanted to add a little bit of extra value to this call by including some information or setup of a signal chart that I believe will really make a difference to you guys, to your trading. So let's first look at our game plan. So our game plan recorded profit for the week is 2,600. So that's been shared in our Discord chat. So a really nice result from there. I believe we're working with a really good bar size. We're working with some really good templates that's going to see us produce some very favorable results. So I'm excited to see how that is going to, go ahead, for the week. And also, if I look at some of our member results, really awesome results posted in there. So you guys are really putting effort into your templates, which is really encouraging to see you guys, putting together your templates and running your strategies, managing your strategies. So really encouraging to see that. What I've also got is I've updated our membership. So I've made it very simple for new members. And what we've done is we've created just the one package that people can use. And it's a really special introductory price of $399 for 6 months. And it's actually an ongoing subscription. So people who sign up for the 6-month subscription are going to pay ongoing only $399 for every 6 months. So it basically works out to about $66 per month on average for the entire system of tools. Which is quite revolutionary in the space that we are in. And there's a lot of companies selling individual strategies. I see some come across my desk, for $2,000 for this strategy and $89 for this individual indicator and, this amount for for different bar types and stuff. Whereas we really including an entire system of tools into that one incredible package to make sure that you guys get a system of tools that, is all designed to work together so that you can, make effective trades, on your side. And also, we're going to cover our strategy for the week ahead. So looking at our baseline week trader, we're going to continue using the same strategy, extremely powerful strategy. As long as the templates are updated, as long as the settings are updated, which they are being done, this is going to be really good for you guys. As you know, the templates are automatically updated in the back end without you guys having to actually adjust anything. So we're going to continue working with that. And then also, finally, we're going to look at our baseline charts. So, this is one of my favorite templates that I work with. And also, what some of you guys are really focusing on to, get the best out of your trading. I mean, we've got a system here that really identifies key price moves, gives you very good indication of, when price is going to reverse, gives you a lot of information about what price is actually doing so that you can make, really high probability trades. Okay, so let's jump into the first part of that. Our game plan. So as you can see, our game plan for the week ahead, the templates are already in action. They're already in play. We've got a few limit orders already waiting to be filled. So, that is going to monitor that throughout the week and obviously post our results going forward with that. Okay, so that's as far as the results, what we're going to be doing for the week ahead. Now, what I wanted to cover, and as you guys know, we have this, we have a few workspaces created, and one of the workspaces that we created is called the indicator sample. So this is what I wanted to build on this week. So I've loaded up the indicator sample workspace. And what I would like you guys to do is see if you can follow along. And if you're gonna watch this on a replay, it'll be a good exercise to learn how to adjust your size charts, adjust the different bar sizes, the indicators, as well as add additional data series, so you can see how that is actually put together and how it can help you. I just want to make sure everything is working perfectly on my side, which I believe it is. I'm just checking the chat. Okay, that's all good. Lovely. All right. So actually, before we go into this, I just wanted to bring up the website. So as I said, we've adjusted the membership 6-month subscription for $3.99. It's listed nicely on there. We've got a slight update to our website that has been put in place there, and then you got your registration over there. So that's going to take you to the registration sign up, where you can take advantage of this incredible offer. And I'm not sure how long we're going to run this for, because I'm obviously we have a extremely powerful system over here, and I'm going to be running this for a period of time to see how we can increase our members so that we can offer more and more value to our community. For those trading the game plan, you obviously have your game plan document that you can follow along with. There's a very, very clear setup over here. We're still working off the 27th of July assembly. So there hasn't been an update to that assembly that's been released. And as usual, we've got, all of our charts listed over there with very, very simple instructions on how to set it up. So, once you've set up the DTB system effectively and you've reviewed this document, in literally 3 or 4 minutes, you can set up your strategies for the week ahead. And as I mentioned before, there's no need for you to go and adjust settings or change templates or anything, because all of those templates are automatically updated in the back end. So, these screenshots really help with determining or showing you what the strategy past performance has been from the optimizations. And, these screenshots are just put there so that when you load up your strategies, you're definitely seeing the historical results and making sure that they match up with your charts. And then conveniently at the end of this, I've put in a screenshot of what the strategies look like once they've been loaded at the beginning of the trading week. Okay, so keep that in mind. Make sure you refer to that document before you set up your strategies. And obviously, most of you would have set it up already because the trading week has already begun. So make sure you do that effectively. It's a very, very simple process. Okay, so we're looking at our workspace over here. So as I mentioned, I brought up the workspace called DTB Indicator Sample and DTB TT00. That's the workspace that you all have access to. A beautiful template, a beautiful workspace, that's got a few different versions of our signal charts over there. So you can see, every single day we're going to have, signals present themselves over here with breakout markers left behind, the price moving on, support and resistance areas met. So, these are a good place to start with, especially for new members who want to get, information or get to see what the capabilities are of the DTB system. And, we've got an incredible tool set over here with volume that's giving us volume of different bar sizes in play over here. It's giving us a few different trend lines. There's this indicator here is giving us the trend of all different types of of bar values that are in play. So really awesome. There's our flat baseline chart. Again, an extremely powerful chart to work with, showing us the guaranteed price levels, and then a few little variances here. So definitely a good place to start off for members who want to become familiar with the DTB system. And there's really good training with regards to these two. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this chart over here. So you guys can do the same. You can go to this first chart on here, and you can go duplicate in new window. Okay, so what we're going to do now is once we've duplicated that, I'm actually going to close off all of these, and I'm going to go to my workspaces in a moment. So let me just increase the size over here. So I'm going to go workspaces, and I'm going to go save as. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to just change this name. So I'm going to call it DTB indicator sample, and I'm actually going to put here NQ, and then I'm going to save that. So it's important that when you save your own workspaces, you don't add the DTB TT00 at the end, because the DTB script, when you run it, it's going to automatically overwrite all of these templates and workspaces that have got that at the end. So that's what the script does. So any script or any template or workspace that you create yourself, that you edit, that you want to keep, make sure you do not include that those characters at the end there. So I'm going to click on save. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're actually going to work on this workspace. So just give me a second. I just want to change my trading account over here. Okay. Oh, I could see we've already actually got some trades in place. So our workspace for the game plan is already entering position. So I will very quickly switch to that. So if we go to our workspace and I go game plan for trading week ahead, you'll see we're already in trades for our game plan. So our game plan is already, looks like we're gonna probably hit our targets on this very shortly. So we've got some positions already in play, which will be great if they can smash their targets, but we'll monitor that in a moment. Let's switch back to that workspace we just created. And I think what we might do is I might just change this to the MNQ so we don't interrupt, what's happening with the NQ. Okay, so this is what the basic, well, when I say basic, this is what the standard, the standard show me the money signal chart looks like once you load it. Now, what we're going to do with this chart is we're going to make a few little edits to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just go to the indicator list. And as you can see, part of the DTB system has all of these tools over here that are included with the subscription. So all of these are in there for you guys to make use of. But what I'm going to do right now is go to the Fibonacci levels, and I'm just trying to limit the amount of visual things that we see on the chart. So coming here to the intraday yellow, I'm just going to remove that one. Okay, so take that off, and I'm going to go okay. Okay, all right, so the next thing I wanted to do is basically add in one of our baseline charts. So if we look at our baseline charts, and I might just very quickly duplicate this just to show you what that baseline chart looks like. So go to the indicators, and I'm just going to remove all of these. And we're going to make this a 200 one baseline chart. And you'll see over here, what this does is it actually gives us a flat baseline chart. So this is what a flat baseline chart is. As you know, we've got these guaranteed price levels, and we got, it shows us where the price would need to go to form new baselines. So that is what that chart looks like. So that's what it looks like on its own. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to add it to this specific chart. So going into the data series, we are going to go to the MNQ over here, and you can see I've added an additional data series. And for the additional data series, I'm going to make this the 200 and 201 will be fine. I'm going to take break at end of day off on this one. And what the second step that we're going to do over here is we're going to go to the panel, and we're going to make this as panel number 1. So what this is basically doing now is it's overlaying two different data series onto one chart so that you can see a baseline chart as well as a signal chart. Okay, so that is what that is showing at the moment. And what we also want to do is we want to be able to see, which is the baseline chart and which is the signal chart. So if we go into the second data series over here, this is where we can actually edit our bars. So a good idea over here is to make these bars really, really stand out. So there we've got our down bars and up bars. I'm going to be changing all of these colors for this to like a really bright color, just so they really, really stand out on the chart. Okay, so if I do that, you'll see I've made them all like a violet color. And then looking at this now, you'll see like there's our baseline, our guaranteed price levels for our baseline. And between that, you're going to see what the price is doing on that wick. So as you can see, we're currently on a wick over here. So that's where, this is the baseline for price. And we know that the price is either going to go up to a new baseline, which is this value over here, or it's going to return to the baseline. Now, because we've added a second data series, it might throw off it does throw off the momentum line a little bit, especially because we've got, price gaps over here where the price is running the baseline. So we want to make this as clean as possible. And one of the things we can do to do that is remove our that momentum line. So that you can see this momentum line that it's showing over here. That momentum line is part of the shadow trading. So if we go to the shadow trading indicator, and we've got an option over here to hide the momentum line. So we're going to select that, and you'll see that it's hidden that momentum line. And everything else is fine to leave as it is. Okay, so that is that. And what we also want to see now is we want to see, okay, so we've got our baseline for price. We can see what the price is doing on the wick. Because remember, as the price is running the baseline, it's going to show these lines over here, or this price over here. And while the price is on a wick, which is what the price is doing over here, as you can see by this is the 200 wick that we're currently on. Whenever the price deviates from the baseline, it's going to show these bars over here, and then these bars are going to tell us what the price is doing on that wick. And one of the cool things we can do is we can see how far currently is the price away from the baseline. So we've got another little very powerful indicator. It's really good for a visual aspect, and that one is called our tick distance counter. So we go over there, we click on our tick distance counter, and we select that indicator, and we say, okay, we want this tick distance counter to reflect on our 201 baseline chart. So we go like this, we click on OK, and what this does is, all the previous indicators are linked to the smaller bar size, but the tick distance counter is specifically linked to our larger bar size. So we click on apply and okay. So what this is telling us right now is that the price is currently 93, 92, 94 ticks away from the baseline. So that's from this baseline over here. So if we had to look at the chart like this, we'll see that that is what it's doing over here. So the reason why I like to have or show this specific value is because we have the option to be able to trade above and below the baseline. And we can even further assist with the cleaning up of the chart by going into like our trend following indicator. So the trend following indicator is also just there. What that's doing is it's showing us the trend following bands of the smaller data series. So as we go back, you can see how it is showing now. Some of you might not like to see that too much. If the price is really trending, it's kind of holds up the price like that. So it's probably actually a good thing to keep on the go, keep on the chart. But you can also create a version of this, whether it's duplicating in a new tab or even editing this one, where you go into removing that specifically from the chart. So we can go to our trend following and we can just click on remove from there. Okay, so what we're doing over here is we're just trying to really fine tune the chart to give us a very, very clear idea of the price. And that is what we're looking at. So looking at this chart right now, we can see obviously where the current baseline is. We can see the volume breakout markers. So these are the volume breakout markers, and they often act as support and resistance for price. So as you can see over here, the price did come down again a little bit and retest this value. Excuse me. Picked up a little cough this weekend. So we can see that this is forming a really good resistance for price. But we're also kind of at the moment between a rock and a hard place because we have our Fibonacci level over here, which is our 61.8, which is hidden behind the zero over here. That's on our 4-hour chart. So we're looking at the price between strong support and resistance levels at the moment, and we're waiting to see what's going to happen from here. So the moment that price breaks below this volume breakout marker and closes below, this will be a good opportunity to take the price back towards the baseline. And again, if it breaks above the 61.8, we have the opportunity to trade this price to predict a new baseline. So, looking at that, and we can also go, historically on this chart while that price is doing that. And all of this is showing us the baseline for price. And there you can see how the price gold bars, all the way back down to the new baseline. So this was a 200 tick move from here to here. So nice and clear. Hang on, I want to delete the right things. So it's giving us information on what the price is currently doing on a wick. Now, sometimes the price is just going to do small deviations from the baseline like this. As you can see, like just little deviations. So not the very best times to take positions. Obviously, we don't know what the breakout volume markers were telling us at this stage. But, here again, we got there's our baseline, price going up, forming a new baseline. Over here, we had the price come down, almost reach a new baseline and reverse and go back towards the baseline. So we've got some good coloring of bars over here too, which is giving us price information. So as soon as the bars are gold, we know the sellers are in control and they're pushing the price down. But then we also have our very, very powerful breakout volume markers, which are there to give us support and resistance for the price. So that's probably why we are seeing a current stall of price in this range over here, because of these volume breakout markers, that are really holding up the price. So this is what it looks like on a flat baseline chart. So as you can see, it's a flat baseline chart. Now, another way to look at this too is if we duplicate this in a new tab, what we can do over here is we can go to our data series and we can change this one over here to a trending baseline chart. So if we go like this to a 1 and 200 and we click on OK, what this is going to do is going to give us the price in a trending market, or what it looks like in a trending market. So like, as you can see, like here, this is the previous, you can see as the price was running the wick or running the baseline. That's the beginning of the trading day. It doesn't really show us too clearly, but there you can see, here's the baseline for price, and there's the deviation of price on the wick, price running the baseline, and then small deviations from there. There's the price at the baseline and then going up to form a new baseline, only for a short period of time, forming a wick. And this is what the price was doing on that wick. So, I mean, it's a really good way to see what price is doing at different times of the day. And, as you work with larger periods of or more volatile times of the trading day, you can adjust your bar sizes to be able to work with with those larger sizes. So again, you can see the price running the baseline, forming a wick, coming back down again, running the baseline, going up to a new baseline. And this is where we currently are right now. So on our trending baseline, we are seeing that the price is 110 ticks away from where the price would need to go to return to the baseline. So this one's either going to come down 200 ticks. So this value over here is giving us the current tick distance of price away from that baseline. So you'll see on the two baseline charts, the flat baseline, we've got, this is the flat baseline for the price to come back to the flat baseline, which is showing 75 ticks, and this one is showing 115 ticks. So we kind of are in between the two baselines at the moment. So ultimately, one of these baselines is going to win. So the price is either going to go down and form a new baseline on the downside on this trending one, or it's going to come down and return to the baseline over here. So you can see now it's got to the 60 ticks, 62, 63, 64, 70 ticks. So we want a confirmation from here of what this price is going to do. So, and of course, you can act on the arrows, you can act on the volume breakout markers at different levels. You can trade, with those to see what the price is doing. But, even if you are able to get, like a 60 tick move, 70 tick move, that the price is, the amazing thing about this is that the price is either going to return to the baseline or it's going to form a new baseline. There's nothing else it can do. So it's the ultimate form of price action or price analysis, that is based on true price values and guaranteed price levels, rather than looking at something based on time. So, I definitely would like you guys to, look at this more, because it can give you targets and stops. So if you were going to enter a short position, that a very sensible target would be back to the baseline, which incidentally over here is also a volume breakout marker area. So, so we know that over here, the price is either going to come back to this level over here, which is the baseline, or it's going to come back to this level over here, which is, you know, the higher baseline. And the exact same thing applies to the trending baseline. So all these gold bars are giving us an indication that the sellers are in control. So if you were looking at entering a long position anytime, you would wait until those bars will change green, or you will have some sort of divergence over here that will push it, that will show that the price is going up. Or you could be watching this now and then going as a short position to predict a baseline break. So here we are over here. You can see we are just about to come to this next guaranteed price level, which is this one over here. Okay, so that's the next guaranteed price level that you can work with. You know that once this bar closes over there, you know, that is where that price level is. So then you know it's broken below. So if this does close below, what I'm going to do over here is I'm actually going to enter a sell position, and I've got my stop and target. But the cool thing is over here is I can actually target, I can target the baseline. You see, so there's my target over there, and my stop, I can move it, you know, just somewhere like above a previous breakout volume marker. But ideally with this, I want to move it to a place where it's going to be, you know, protected by volume breakout marker. So I know that if the price breaks above this volume breakout marker to the upside, and even especially at this level over here, there's a very, very high likelihood that the price is going to be going up towards that baseline. So, you know, this is a good way of knowing exactly where your stops and targets can be. And like this is a 50-50 type of risk reward situation. So we can see immediately that we have, you know, there's a very high chance that this price is going to return to the baseline because we got gold bars. The price is below the volume breakout markers. The only breakout marker standing in the way is this gold one over here. So that's another one that we could watch out for as price reaches that level, and you know, make determine based on that what we're going to be doing. Now that's obviously the back end orders. There are the automated strategies in play. I'm trading on the one account at the moment. So I'll just yeah, so those orders were placed by the automated strategy in the back end, working off the same account. But as you can see right now, the price is only 42 ticks away, or 49, 37 ticks away from the baseline. So you guys can see how, you know, this can be quite beneficial, because you know for an absolute certainty that the price can only do one of two things. It's either going to return to the baseline or form a new baseline. So you're looking for the best opportunities to enter a position based on where those baselines are, based on where the support and resistance are, based on what the indicators are telling you. And that's going to, you know, give you a lot more confidence in your trades, because immediately, the moment you enter a position, you've got a 50% chance of the price returning to the baseline or forming a new baseline. I mean, there's nothing else that the price can do. There's absolutely nothing else it can do. And, you know, by the look of this, we're currently 37, 35, 36 ticks away from this baseline. So you can see it's coming down, 34, 33, 40 ticks, and so on. So we'll watch this for a few more minutes and just see what it's going to be doing. And yeah, so I mean, and a good place to start with this type of approach is with the MNQ. I mean, it's a good idea to work with the MNQ initially, you know, even the MES or any of the smaller instruments or the smaller contract sizes, until you know, become really familiar with how, you know, with how the, you know, the baselines work, with how the candles look. and all of that, so that you can just get a good feel for it. Okay, so we'll watch this for a few more seconds. There you can see the price coming up a little bit. There you can see our automated strategy has shifted the positions, the limit orders based on signals that it's generating. We've got a dotted line left behind there by the shadow trading indicator, which is also a very powerful a signal. So if we see a price deviate from this and bounce upwards, the only area of support the price would have, or resistance to the price going up, would be these volume breakout markers. So this entire wick that we are seeing over here is all the price action, that the price has had while it was on this wick. Of course, it's a little bit of a slower market at the moment, but again, it's a really good time to be looking at the charts, because you're able to make or act on trades a lot better, because you haven't got extreme fast price movements. So it's a really good practice to use, like the MNQ, and use a chart size like this, where you can enter your positions. And with something like this, you can basically set up your trade and you can walk away. You don't have to be monitoring the charts, because you've got your definite stop in place, you've got your definite target in place, and you can just let it play out. So as you can see now, the price is 27, 33 ticks away, 32 ticks. So it's giving you a constant update of how many ticks the price is currently away from that baseline. And if we look at our larger chart, we'll see, look over there, it's 160 ticks away from the trending baseline. So we know it's only got 40 ticks to go to reach the new baseline coming back down. Okay, well, I didn't want to make this too long of a call, but you guys get the concept behind this, you get the idea behind this, and it's just another way of setting up your charts. I mean, someone might really resonate with this approach, because it's giving very, very clear guaranteed price levels that they can target. It's giving very, very clear price levels that can be used as stops. And this might just be the magic setup that could take your trading to the next level. So on these calls, going forward, we're going to be covering the results like we have been doing, but we're also going to be covering just something that can help your trading in some way. So I'm going to get questions from you guys during the week. I'm going to get emails from you guys. And if there's anything that you guys specifically want me to cover on these calls, and I'm going to try still keep them as short as possible. I know this one's been going for almost 40 minutes, which is a lot longer than I would have liked it. But I do believe that, that what was shared over here can really make a difference. Okay, guys, that's it from me. Hope you guys have a fantastic week ahead of you. And, use these signal charts. I mean, there's so many different variances that you can use. And even if you look at the show me the money, the taken and run signal chart, you can do a very, very similar thing over there too. You can look at the tools, the indicators based on that chart, and overlay a different bar size so that you can see these guaranteed price levels, and then it'll really make a big difference to your trades, because you've got very, very specific levels. I know I'm repeating myself, but you've got very specific levels that you can target, which is very hard to do if you are looking at a minute bar or any of those other bar types, which are all over the place, different wicks and different sizes. This is giving you a really, really clear indication. Okay, guys, that's it for me. So have a fantastic week ahead. Please continue to post your results, and we will go from there. Thank you, guys. Have a great one. Cheers.